Have you ever noticed how often Catholics turn to Saint Michael when life feels spiritually heavy, uncertain, or even overwhelming? There is a reason his name appears in prayers, medals, churches, artwork, and some of the Church's most powerful language about good and evil. Today, on the Daily Saint, we are looking at who Saint Michael is, why Catholics ask for his help, and why his story still matters in a world that often feels chaotic, confusing, noisy, and spiritually distracted. When people hear the name Saint Michael, they often picture a dramatic warrior angel with a sword, standing over evil. That image is not far off, but the real meaning of Saint Michael goes much deeper than art, tradition, or dramatic imagery. In Catholic teaching, Michael is one of the chief archangels, a heavenly servant of God who appears in Scripture as a defender, protector, and warrior against evil. He is not worshipped. He is honored because he serves God completely and always points people back to God. And that is exactly why so many Catholics call on him. Saint Michael appears in the book of Daniel, the letter of Jude, and most famously in the book of Revelation. In Revelation, Michael leads the angels in battle against the dragon, a symbol of Satan and rebellion against God. That image made Michael a powerful symbol of spiritual protection, courage, and victory. He represents the truth that evil is real, but it is never equal to God. This matters because many people today live as if evil is only symbolic or imaginary. Catholic tradition says something different. Spiritual struggle is real, temptation is real, and so is God's victory. Michael reminds believers that they do not fight alone. When Catholics pray to Saint Michael, they are not asking him to replace God. They are asking for help, protection, courage, and strength in spiritual battle. That is why the Saint Michael prayer became so widely known and so deeply loved. It asks for defense against evil and protection in the face of temptation, fear, and spiritual danger. The prayer became especially important after Pope Leo XIII reportedly had a disturbing spiritual experience and composed the prayer in response to the seriousness of spiritual conflict in the world. Whether people know that story or not, the prayer endured because it speaks to something many Christians feel deeply. Life can be a battle. And Saint Michael stands as a reminder that God gives his people help in that battle. Saint Michael is important not only because of what he does, but because of what he represents. He represents loyalty to God. He represents courage without pride. He represents obedience without hesitation. And he represents strength that serves rather than strength that dominates. Unlike human heroes, Michael never seeks attention. He does not build a name for himself. He serves, he obeys, he defends. His greatness comes from total faithfulness to God. That is part of why he remains so compelling. He is powerful, but his power is completely directed toward God's will. In a world where people often chase influence, recognition, control, and self-promotion, Michael represents a very different kind of strength. Strength that protects rather than dominates, and strength that is fully surrendered to God. People tend to turn to Saint Michael during moments of fear, temptation, uncertainty, spiritual struggle, or when they feel attacked in ways they cannot fully explain. That makes sense because he is so closely associated with protection. Some Catholics keep Saint Michael medals, pray his prayer daily, or ask for his intercession in difficult situations. Others are drawn to him because he gives language to spiritual warfare without making it dramatic for drama's sake. He reminds people that the battle is not just external. Sometimes the hardest battles are internal: discouragement, resentment, temptation, anxiety, confusion, and spiritual dryness. Michael does not remove the struggle, but he points toward victory through God. Modern life can make spiritual reality feel distant. People are busy, distracted, skeptical, and often overwhelmed by constant noise, pressure, and uncertainty. But the appeal of Saint Michael has not faded. If anything, it has grown because many people still feel the need for protection, order, courage, and a clear reminder that good and evil are not equal forces. His image says something simple and powerful. Evil is real, but it does not get the final word. God does. That is why the Saint Michael prayer still resonates. It is short, direct, and bold. It does not deny danger. It asks for help in the face of it. And that is often what faith looks like in real life. Not pretending the battle is not there, but trusting that God is greater than the battle. Saint Michael the Archangel is not just a figure from old paintings or ancient prayers. He is a reminder that Catholics believe in a living spiritual struggle, a real need for protection, and a God who does not leave his people defenseless. That is why his name continues to matter. That is why his prayer continues to be said. And that is why so many Catholics still turn to him first. If you want a saint who symbolizes courage, loyalty, protection, and complete faithfulness to God, Saint Michael is one of the strongest examples in the Catholic tradition. In the next video, we will look at another saint whose life looks very different on the surface, but carries a similarly powerful message. Thanks for watching. If this helped you understand Saint Michael better, please like, subscribe, and comment the name of a saint you'd like to see next.